Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, the morning podcast of choice. And it is, make sure I say the right day, March 29th. For all you Aries babies out there, definitely appreciate you for signing in, for checking in, for tapping in, whatever you want to call it. You in here right now. So this is Tuesday. So whatever you do and whatever you did on yesterday, today is another day for you to either correct it, or today is another day for you to start something new, to start something better. Why? Because you have the ability to do so. So everybody that's right now in the Facebook space, Facebook land, I appreciate you for being here. Again, like always, we will always start with gratitude. So if you're the type of person that wake up angry and upset all day, don't bring it here. Take that somewhere else. Take that to another podcast. Take that to another station. Take that to another Facebook page. Because here we're going to start with gratitude, because you don't know what someone is going through, don't know what someone came through, you don't know where someone came from. So I have always want to start with gratitude. All right, YouTube space, I thank you and appreciate you, everybody on iHeart, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Thank you 1,000%. So how has your week started? So I pray your week has been blessed or somewhat blessed, or you've learned a lesson and you can turn that lesson into a blessing. That's bars. I didn't think about that. Don't steal that when y'all know where it came from. Turn your lesson into a blessing. So if you felt that, because trust me, that just came off the top. If you felt that, go ahead and put that in the chat. Turn your lesson into a blessing. That's like a whole message by itself. It's like I can stop right there and start right there and then just kill it after that. Turning your lesson into a blessing, because that is a dynamic way of changing your expectation by turning your lessons into your blessings. So yeah, I don't know. I might have to write that one down. That might be tomorrow. I don't know. Peace. Good morning, Miss Selena. Good morning, Mr. Trisha. So today we're going to be talking about something just a little bit different. I'm going to bring the graphic up real quick. So nothing comes from everything, and everything comes from nothing. So mathematically, let's talk mathematically for a moment. Mathematically speaking, the only thing that is truly absolute is nothing. For real, mathematically speaking, the only thing that's truly absolute is nothing, because you can take 0 and multiply it by 1,000,000 and it's still going to get an equal 0. It's still nothing. So my question to you, how many of you know someone who tried to do everything for everybody else? Or that's even possibly been you. Now, I can speak from that perspective to where, try to do everything, or you're doing everything for everybody else, but you leave yourself nothing in return. I mean, no energy, no gas in the tank for you, literally, but physically, spiritually, psychologically. So you have to look at it from that origin. You can't be everything to everyone else and expect you to have something left for yourself, because there's no balance. Have you tried to do everything, and then at the end of you doing everything, when you look at it, you said, man, I don't have nothing else. For me, I don't have nothing else left in my tank. I have poured out and poured into everybody else, that I don't have anything else to pour into myself. So then you have to take that moment and sit back and begin to plug in and to recharge. Plug into a good book, or plug in to a good, YouTube message, or plug into somebody that that actually recharges you, that assists you with building yourself up, because you've poured out and poured into so much and so many other people that you have nothing left for you. A lot of times that happened to givers. A lot of time that happening to, people who are naturally, servants. They operate in a spirit of servitude, so they pour into everybody else. But today I want you to pour back into you. I want you to take that nothing feeling that you had or the nothing feeling that you have, and then I want you to make everything out of it. Everything that makes you happy, everything that you know that you are, everything that you can create, or everything that you have created. You are still worthy of creating your greatest gift. Even in the moments where you feel like nothing, or even in the moments where you feel like nothing is happening, you can create your everything. Because it's going to have to start with you. Like Mr. R2, I've tried so much. I've tried everything. I tried to do this, but I still feel like I have nothing left. I have nothing else for me. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that you do have a lot to give, because remember, you are still the origin. You are still the captain of your ship, as they say. Because you are the beginning of your tomorrow. It's what you do today that is going to prepare you and set you up for your tomorrow. It's like internal legacy building. It's like personal legacy building. How can I change my trajectory? How can I change where I am right now? It's going to take a new process of thought. It's going to take you going into a different direction, or going in and pivoting, because there are pivotal moments in our lives that we have to pay attention to, because it became pivotal for a particular reason. It's going to teach you how to sit down and do nothing in order for you to see everything that is in front of you, in order for you to have that clear and concise fields of vision. Nothing is taking the time out and sitting and looking at what reality is to you, and not what reality is to everybody else. What reality is to how everything else is playing out. Sitting down and using and applying your wisdom to your situation would allow you to see it from a different perspective. But you won't see it if you have yet or have never taken the time out to sit in silence and do nothing. Sometimes you're able to hear everything when you do nothing and sit in silence, and be like, oh man, I never paid attention to that. Now, transparent moment for me. I mean, for those who know me know that I will actively activate and do a whole lot of stuff that sometimes for me it's hard to sit down and do nothing. So I have to pay attention to those moments to where I am sitting down. Like for me, driving. I mean, I can't do anything else because I'm driving from a current destination to a future destination. So I use that time wisely for my moment of nothing, and I begin to map out and plan out what I'm doing next. Or I begin to create a dialogue with myself, like, okay, what did you do? What could have you done? What could you done different? And where are you right now in that moment with that goal that you have set? That's creating your everything in your moment of nothing. So I've taken the time out during my drive to figure that out. I mean, not everybody is going to do that. Just like your moment of nothing may be you sitting down reading a good book, or your moment of nothing is when you get up and you walk in the morning, or when you go to the gym after work. You can begin to create everything, but you have to develop and establish what your moment of nothing is. Because trust and believe, even in your moment of nothing, you will begin to develop the process, or to begin to develop processing everything. That takes practice. Because in that moment, it's not practice makes perfect, it's practice can make permanent. Because you develop a system, you develop a way of knowing and understanding that I need to sit quiet in my safe space, or I need to sit quiet in the moment, or I need to meditate, or I need to pray on it, or I need to sit down and see me. It's easy for you to want to see everybody else, but sometimes you got to see you. See you in that moment of nothing. See you in that moment of silence. See you in that moment when you're taking the time out for yourself to develop what everything else is going to be for you. That takes patience as well as practice. And I guarantee you, when you understand the necessities of practice and patience, there will be plenty of things that you will begin to create when you are in that moment of nothing. You're going to be creative. How do I know? I do it all the time. I mean, again, my moment of nothing is driving. So what's your moment of nothing? Is it you sitting down just in a quiet space, listening to music, or you grabbing a good book and reading a book, or you just sitting in silence, let the wind blow, or whatever it is? But you have to establish your nothing, establish what that is. And I guarantee you, when you establish what that is, you're going to develop new ways of seeing yourself. And when you understand that, everything will become clear for you. Everything. I don't care what it is. It will become clear because you took the time to purposefully understand that if I'm ever going to be fruitful, if I'm ever going to be bountiful, if I'm ever going to have a harvest, if I'm ever going to create something, then I must take my time with my time in order for me to build for what's next for me. So develop your space of solitude, develop your space of peace, develop your space of moment, because it's in that moment is where everything becomes clear. Again, I can speak for me, but I can't speak for you. But I can speak from experience because I do a lot of stuff. I pour a lot into my community. I pour a lot into a lot of other people. Like for me in the mornings, honestly, my 7:30 is my way of purging myself to prepare myself for today. So do you speak to yourself? Do you tell yourself? Do you speak life into yourself? Do you breathe life into yourself? If that is your moment of nothing, it is okay. But you have to recognize it. And I would tell you right now that if you do not establish your moment of nothing, then you're going to have a hard time doing everything. Oh, man. But it's important. But I'm going to leave you right there. I'm going to leave you right there. I'm going to leave you right where you stand. Establish your moment of nothing. Establish that. Because in that moment is where you will find your peace. You will find your inner peace. You will find your inner joy. You will find your energy. You will be able to be the master of motion and change because you're understanding the who that you are in your moment of nothing. It's just like building a house. You have to scrape the surface in order for the foundation to be built. In order for everything to be established, you have to clear the land. So clear your mind. Clear your inner man. Clear your conscious. Clear yourself, because when you clear it, everything becomes bright. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. Because it's time for you to do something about it. Peace. All the way from Barbados. All right, Mr. Martin, peace to you. And I appreciate you for watching all the way from Barbados. For everybody that's watching, connect to your moment of nothing, and everything will grow from there. Y'all be blessed. And remember, it's going to take consistency in order for you to develop your currency, whether it is money or a system that you're creating. How current are you in your system? How current are you in your life? How current are you in your lessons? Because remember, your lessons will only transfer into a blessing when you're in your moment of nothing. Y'all be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow, every day here at Consistency is Currency, 7:30 every morning, weekday. Now I'm not gonna be here on the weekend because that's my moment of nothing. I'm not trying to be in your face on the weekend. I just need to be in my space on the weekend. That's my moment of nothing. So I see you tomorrow, 7:30, right here on Texas Black Pages, on Consistency is Currency, on the YouTube space, and on the podcast land. Y'all be blessed. Peace.